saw I don't know if it was a post or a clip or it was a conversation about should Cam Newton be considered a Hall of Famer. So I was talking to Six, and shout out to Six, and he was like, yo, he could be in a conversation if people are looking at the new age style of quarterback, that he was kind of like the first of his kind or whatever it is. He kind of like opened the floodgates up to what we see now in regards to dual threat quarterbacks, right? So after processing what he was saying, I was like, you know what, that makes a lot of sense. But then this is where it gets wonky. Cam Newton, outside of 1 year, was rubbish. It was rubbish. Not accurate. Right? And destroyed his body because the offensive line was pretty bad in Carolina for the years that he was there. Didn't have a big arm. Had a very good arm, but not a huge, arm, whatever it was. Pause. Hey, yo, what the fuck? But outside of that 1 year that he won the MVP and they lost one game and got to the Super Bowl,
very lackluster.
Can we really remember another season that Cam was really that good? Can't. I don't really see that. So it's like, for me to say that he's a Hall of Famer, he's nowhere near it.
I don't think he is.
So, right. And so then, there was a conversation about, Eli Manning, he's... I'm like, Eli Manning got 2 Super Bowl MVPs.
Right.
Like, even if you consider him mid, which you probably is, and he probably is like on the borderline or cusp of probably making it or not, he's still farther than Cam is because of those accolades.
And he got 2 in like 5 years.
Yeah.
That's
and beat the Pats to do it.
Both times.
Both times, and won Super Bowl MVP both times.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? It's so what are your thoughts about? Because the thing is, I love Cam. I think Cam was a unique talent in the NFL, but I just don't think that he was healthy enough to warrant a Hall of Fame career. And then I had some people say, oh, well, if they're going to kind of lax the rules in basketball to let people in, then I can see them doing that in football. I said, here's the problem with that statement, is that the NFL and baseball have one thing in common, is that they have their own Hall of Fame. It's the baseball, it's the MLB Hall of Fame. It's the NFL Hall of Fame. Basketball is not the NBA Hall of Fame. It's the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, which means that your entire career from when you started in college, high school, or whatever it is, all of that stuff matters. Coaches get in, college coaches. So it's not just the NBA. You feel what I'm saying? That's where it's different.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not the same thing. They judge it a lot stricter for the NFL and baseball than they do for basketball. Like a guy like Carmelo Anthony, his career looks better for the Naismith Hall of Fame because you're talking about college, high school, him winning the national championship in Syracuse, him having the gold medals, him having a very good NBA career. Everything in one pot looks like a Hall of Fame career. Football, they only judge you on the NFL. Right. Baseball, they only judge you on Major League Baseball. So that's where it's different. Cam Newton, if you're judging him just on his major his NFL stats, he doesn't make the list. He just doesn't. Thoughts?
Well, I agree with you 100%. So it's like, just looking back at it, besides that one season, nothing really stands out to me,
And he was good.
He was a decent player.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him up there with any greats.
No.
I could think of a lot of other quarterbacks that were better than him.
Right.
So.
What about you, Claude?
I agree. I mean, he pioneered after the whole Michael Vick era of scrambling. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't the first to do it. Maybe at the goal line. I think at the goal line is where he really did it.
Yes.
But then it also took away from like the running game, and that's why it kind of took away, but it added too, because he didn't know what they were going to do.
And mind you, McCaffrey was there.
And he had McCaffrey. So that was the thing. Like, they had like a two-headed monster at the goal line. So that's probably why it was more successful, because they were there. But outside of passing and stuff like that, like you don't recognize him for 400 yards and 7. I mean, dimes every trip. Like you didn't see that, so I don't put him on that list.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on. Hi, Jess. She made a banging Thanksgiving slab.
Really?
Yeah. Oxtail was fire. There's only a little bit of oxtail left. Like everybody was eating oxtail. I didn't appreciate that. I didn't like it.
That tends to happen. Like
you know how, like, you have a dish and like everybody comes through and they're just like, oh, I like this. This is good. Oh man. And then you have to be nice and you just gotta, yeah, go ahead and eat. When I really don't want you to touch my oxtail.
Like at that point, you gotta make your plate a plate for yourself and put it to the side.
Why I gotta do that? I'm in my house though.
Listen, I learned that's what you have to do.
So that's the appropriate way. That's the appropriate strategy of doing it. Okay. See, I didn't understand Thanksgiving lingo or strategy. So now I gotta take that. I gotta make sure I hide about 2-3 plates before everybody gets here.
Facts.
Yeah, that makes sense. Moving on.